Hi everybody, Techie Girl here. I'm going to go over this tool that I built called sf6vid, which allows you to censor player data in a gameplay video. You give it the option for either player 1 or player 2 data, and then it'll censor that side. There are two styles of censoring. There's this blocky pixelize filter, which is the default, and then there's this more traditional blurry effect, which doesn't blur quite as well, but it has more support. There's the documentation, which you can find in the wiki tab. So it'll take you here. This is the home page of the documentation, and then there's information about the blur settings, and there's installation and usage. Let's check out the installation and usage tab. So one of the things that we'll need to have installed on our computer is ffmpeg, which comes with ffprobe. Both of those commands are used within the application in order to process the video and get video information. There's installation instructions here for how to install that. There's some installation instructions for how to install the sf6vid tool once you have ffmpeg installed. We're gonna skip over the manual one because it's super complicated and requires you to have knowledge about how your path works and how to install binaries, how to, and even if you're on Mac OS, you're gonna have issues with permissions of executing software that's not by a known developer and whatnot. So you'll have to learn how to bypass all of the limitations of your system for that to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Go install instructions. Now, Go is a programming language used to build this software. If you are not a Go developer, this still might be the easiest way for you to install this tool, where you can go and install it here, and then it allows you to essentially install any Go package off the internet. So that's what we're going to do. So if I type sf6vid, we'll see that it's not installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the latest version by copy pasting this and running it in the console. So now if I run that same command, I have it. So let's see what version we're at. Version 021, which is the latest version. So that's great. So now we have the command available. Another thing related to installing, if when a new release is released, if you want to update to the newest release, you could run a very similar command, but with the explicit version number. Or at latest might also work to update it depending on how the cache is doing. And then installing or uninstalling, you just delete the package from your path, from your Go path. So you could do that by doing rm go path bin sf6vid. So we can do that right now. I'll show you that. So if I run that, it exists. If I delete it, it's no longer going to exist, right? So I'm going to have to just reinstall it again so that we can get it and I could show the how to use it. Cool. Okay, so it's installed. I've got 3 videos here. I've got one video here where we just I'm playing with a friend and we're just doing a quick lag check. Nothing too exciting. I'm going to be censoring player 2 data up here. So the way that I'm going to do that is, so I'm on my desktop, I can see that the videos exist here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run sf6vid censor, and let's just read about this command first so we can see what it does. So the censor command, censor either player 1 or player 2 identifying information in the video. If the output a path already exists, it will be replaced. So that means if I specify out.mp4 and that file already exists, it's going to be replaced. So let's see what the options give us. So blur int, this can be ignored for now. We're going to use the default pixelized version, so we're going to omit this option. We're also going to omit this option. We're going to go over that with the second video. Required is the input, which we can do with -i, and the output, which is -o, and we have to specify 1, not both and not 0. We have to specify one side, either P1 or P2. In this case, we're going to specify P2. And then we can optionally provide the --open flag. This works on Mac OS to open the file right after it's been created. but there's tickets in the GitHub issues to support opening on other operating systems. So let's do it. So we're gonna censor the lag check video. We're gonna call it lag check censored MP4. We're gonna do the player 2 side, and we're gonna open it right after. And we can see that a new file on our desktop has been created and it's currently processing. It's using FFmpeg behind the scenes to do all the heavy lifting. Video is kind of big in dimensions, so it's going to take a little bit of time. There we go. And we can see that the video is already censored up top here, but we can play it. So you can see that it has that blocky pixelated effect, and that is dynamic with the background as the background changes, which is kind of cool. So it conceals the club information, the rank, the username, and the title, just for fun. Next, we're going to do this video, which I was playing with a friend, and I got really lucky in this case, where they did a whiffed DP, and I got to punish it pretty bad and win the round. Very lucky. Well, I won't show you the other rounds we played, because I definitely lost pretty bad. But this one's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also censor that part of the screen. So let's do something similar. We're going to use the other blur effect. So I'm going to do sf6vid censor dash input. It's called lucky whiffed cannon spike. Output, we're going to call it lucky whiffed cannon spike censored. And P4. And we'll do P2. And then we're going to do the box blur effect by just adding dash dash box blur. Now, the default pixelized one, which we just saw, requires FFmpeg version 6. If you can't get FFmpeg 6 and you're on FFmpeg 4, you're going to need to use box blur, otherwise this tool's not going to work for you. So you're going to need to add this flag for now. In the future, I'll probably figure out how to do some kind of version detection and fallback, but for now you're going to have to pass this flag if you have FFmpeg 4. So this is the output video. Let's check it out. I forgot to do dash dash open, so it didn't open. So we're gonna have to open it manually. And let's check it out. So we can see that it is censored. It looks a bit different. But yeah. So both of those options are available. In my opinion, the pixelated blocky one that we first saw is a bit nicer, but it's supported only in FFmpeg 6. But yeah, that is how to use the tool. Thanks, everyone.